Boruto Blue Vortex Chapter 24. Trust me, this chapter was wild. Kawaki pulled up to the battlefield with zero hesitation and starts beating Jura, while Jura sits there on his throne and starts to tear apart Kawaki's lie about Naruto being dead, while Sumire witnessed everything. So let's get right into the chapter review. The chapter takes us back to a conversation that occurred in chapter 15 where Boruto and Kawaki were discussing their plans for dealing with Jura. Boruto tells Kawaki after Amado removes his limiter, he needs to head to the sand village where Sarada and the others will be on a mission. And when he arrives, Jura will make his way there, but as we know, Boruto was forced to enter the battlefield earlier since Konohamaru was about to die. Kawaki tells Boruto that in his first encounter with Jura, he felt some of Jura's power and he's truly a monster. Boruto then gives Kawaki a marker that has his chakra signature engraved on it. Boruto explains to Kawaki how his flying Raijin works. Since we aren't capable of defeating Jura at this moment, we need to survive, and the most realistic way of doing that is to flee using the flying Raijin. A big challenge in teleporting long distance is that he needs to sense his chakra, which is the reason why he gave him those markers, which will be placed at the same distance from where Jura is. Okay, so back to the fight. As it continues with Kawaki activating Karma, which was a lifesaver, I think that if Boruto could have used Karma freely like Kawaki, he would have done a better job against Jura since he could have absorbed attacks instead of dodging them. Jura continues his attack by launching Jubi bombs towards Kawaki, causing Kawaki to absorb them. And from this panel where we see Kawaki absorbing them, these bombs are massive. The slight delay in absorbing the Jubi bombs allows Jura to sneak behind Kawaki, ready to finger blast him. But as a student of the late great Jigen, you will be missed but never forgotten. Kawaki uses the Sukuna Hikona, the ability that terrorized Sasuke and Naruto in that Jigen fight, while also summoning 4 of Ishiki's cube that Jura needed to destroy or else he would have been crushed. While Jura was busy destroying these cubes, Kawaki reemerges and uses his ninja tech arm to smack Jura in the face, sending him flying. Kawaki continues to press Jura, not giving him a chance to regain his balance as he uses his big black rods to attack. Now let's take a moment to appreciate these panels. Ikimoto has been doing an amazing job since the start of Blue Vortex, so in the comments say thank you Ikimoto to show your gratitude. Now for the first time ever we see this move used by anyone. Kawaki stabs Jura in the stomach and uses a chakra blast through the rod, destroying the right side of Jura's body. And again, Kawaki instantly continues to attack, which is something we don't see often. A lot of characters usually give their opponent a few seconds to catch their breath, but Kawaki is just built different. You can see he's fighting with the intention of killing Jura right now. I'm not leaving this for tomorrow attitude. We finally get a shot of Boruto's karma receding since Kawaki has now deactivated his, causing the link to be broken. We see that Amado and Sumire are looking at this battle through a scientific modification in Kawaki's eyes, and this is why we can't trust Amado. I'm sure that Kawaki doesn't even know about this, but continuing, Sumire actually said something this chapter as she's shocked on how Kawaki is defeating Jura, but Amado being the intelligent one isn't surprised. He knows that Jura isn't using his full power. Jura being an intellectual decides that this is the best time to read as he pulls out a journal. He looks at Kawaki and says, "Uzumaki Kawaki, as I thought, you're displaying incomparably greater combat abilities than before. However, how did you manage to acquire such power in such a short time?" Himawari also. She suddenly transformed before me and showed me what seemed like someone else's power. Could it be Inujin's sacrifice that triggered that power? And Sarada. She too unexpectedly awakened the power that took out my brethren easily. Wait, did he just say brethren? Is Jura a Jamaican? Like, yo, what the hell? My boy's Jamaican. Soon he's gonna say bumbleclad. Okay, so my first thought is Sumire is jealous of Sarada. Based on how that panel looks, she looks jealous. I know she is thinking that Boruto is gonna like Sarada since she's stronger, but let's move on. I'm not here to talk about that romance shit. Jura tells Kawaki that he's currently very passionate about the topic of love, and there's no doubt that it's a fatal weakness of human beings, but it could also be a factor that enables extraordinary evolution. At this point, Kawaki is fed up with all the yapping and decides I'ma kill him now. He delivers an insanely large chakra blast, and when I first read the spoilers, I said Jura's dead, Hidari's gonna have to come and get that soul thorn, but this man's a menace. He uses some unknown ability from the divine tree that helps him to regenerate and builds himself a throne, looking down at Kawaki with a condescending look and starts talking shit again. He says he never expected Kawaki to come to Boruto's rescue since he knows the only thing in this world that Kawaki wants to protect is Naruto Uzumaki. And the first time he visited the Hidden Leaf, he was shocked to know that Naruto is dead. But looking into Kawaki's eyes, he now knows that Naruto is alive. And the bad part of all of this is that Sumire heard all of this. Now, is she going to go running to Shikamaru, or is she going to keep this to herself? Jura tells Kawaki that he plans on devouring Naruto since he shares a deep bond with the tail beast, and maybe he'll learn about love after that. Just before Kawaki goes in for another attack, Boruto shows up saying he's ready to use the flying Raijin. Before leaving, Kawaki tells Jura that he doesn't care about love, but promises Jura that he's going to kill him with his own hands, and then flips him off. Which has to be like one of the best Boruto panel ever, like somewhere in the top 5, maybe 2 or 3, but yeah. Now switching to Konohamaru and others who are waiting with the marker. As Delta tells Konohamaru to step away, Kawaki and Boruto teleports in, stepping on Konohamaru's face like trash, which he honestly deserved after his poor performance against Mitsuri. Lastly, we see Koji warning Ida about a new timeline where Mamushi is making his move to her and Damon, which I'm super excited for because I can't wait to see Damon in action. Like, he's my boy, like I can't wait. But yeah, that's it for the chapter. It was an incredible chapter and Kawaki was moving mad, and my man Jura was eating those shots like a madman, especially dissecting Kawaki's lie about Naruto being dead, and I can't wait to see what happens when they go back to the village. So yeah, that's it for the chapter review. It's your boy Jay, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!